Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Massive video. So today I thought, we'd go over this, the 6REX sort of, potential boosting list thing that I do once per month, right? And I don't want to, just do, everything all over again and just spend, 30 minutes talking about stuff that I already went over before. So I'm just going to paste these up here. If you guys want, the more detailed explanations on these, like the older units, you could check out the video that I'll link probably in the description box. If I don't, you can find it yourself. It's not hard to find, right? It's I don't have to link something for you to find it. I mean, searching for something is not really hard on the internet these days. But hopefully I'll remember to link it in the description box. But I go over the old ones, right? There aren't that many changes here except for one, right, which is Morty. And I moved Morty up because now we have Dawn and All Creamy, which helps out Morty a lot. Not only does she give Morty both attack and special attack, which Morty needs, right? For a 6REX Morty to work. Because the thing with 6REX Morty is if you're trying to use 6REX Morty, you do not want to use you don't want to use Phantom Force, because Phantom Force is a 2-turn move that only gives one sync move countdown, which delays the sync move a lot. And if you're trying to sync nuke, AoE sync nuke with Morty, you probably don't want your sync move delayed, so you want to run Shadow Ball, right? But then your sync move is physical, so you want both physical and special buffs, which is where Dawn All Creamy comes in. And there are units that buff both your physical and special attack before. But the great thing about Dawn is Dawn also has fake tears that decreases the opponent's special defense, so it makes your Shadow Ball a bit more bearable, because Shadow Ball sucks on Morty. Not only the Shadow Ball as a move is not that great because very low base power, right? But also Morty's special attack is pretty bad, right? For a striker, right? So that also helps, Morty do some damage outside of just sync nuking. So it's a really, help Morty a bit. So I moved up Morty, right? Anyways, so let's get into this. So, just before I actually get into this, as usual, this is not a tier list on which units are good. Cause if you look at the bottom, 5, these are all top tier units, right? It's just that they don't get much from 6-star EXing, right? Cynthia doesn't have anything from her sync move. Same with Blue. Well, they mega, but that's about it. And then these two as well. Fantastic units, right? I mean, these two have a built-in sync nuke for being tech, but fantastic units. The buff that you get from EXing them isn't crazy, right? All right. And then lose mean is straight up not. It's better to keep her non-EX, I guess. Unfortunately, in some situations. I mean, the AoE sync move is still good, but you're just impugning, you're blocking her from getting her buffs, because if you take out any sides with your AoE sync nuke, you straight up just lose the buffs. You don't get the buffs, which really sucks. But anyways, all right, let's get to these then. I don't know. Let's start with Obscune. Obscune is just slightly increased. I mean, it's only here because it's a support, right? It's, support EXs are just really incredible, right? And they give you an extra 1.5, or they just give you an extra sync boost buff, right? When they use their EX for the first time. As for Obscune himself, right? You basically get nothing. You get nothing. There's nothing. The only any close to something on sync is block and lunge 1, which 20% chance of reducing your sync move countdown by 1 when you nullify your opponent move with defensive posture, which you don't get to do that a lot. And defensive posture also not great, right? Trying to sync or trying to do something with your sync, right? All that stuff. And just overall not very small chance of happening. And plus, if you get extra -1 on sync move countdown, it does almost nothing, right? So Obscune, yeah, it just benefits nothing from the 6REX, other than the fact that you get the support EX buff, right? Moving on, Lysander. Lysander, unfortunately, another one that doesn't really benefit anything from the 6-star EX buff. The only good thing about Lysander is that, or in terms of the 6-star EX, is you have Rejuvenate, I guess, but do you really need it? Like, he's fast enough for the most part. I guess only if you're, like, running double striker. So maybe I could move, like, Lysander up 1, maybe. But, yeah, you don't get much from Lysander's EX. Like, it's just, like, Rejuvenate, which, I mean, Rejuvenate is nice. It's just not anything crazy. Oh, ooh, forgot to put Lance up there. All right, there's Lance. But, yeah, you just don't get anything crazy from it. Lance I probably put in here. That's the thing about Lance is, like, you get an extra 50% when it's raining, but first of all, it's 50%, not like 2 times, like a lot of the other sync nukes, and also, Lance, I mean, physical special split, slightly annoying. It's just that, you know, if you compare it to Morty, right, it does have the physical special issue like Morty. Not as bad as Morty because, like, you know, Morty, again, you do have that Phantom Force issue, right? So you're forced to use Shadow Ball, and Hyper Beam's not bad, right, as a move. But Morty's Sync Nuke is just so much more powerful, right? It's 2 times versus, 1.5 times, right? Anyways, moving on. We got Cynthia. Cynthia's fantastic, this one. Cynthia. Not regular Cynthia. I mean, regular Cynthia is fantastic, but, you know, in terms of the buff that you get from regular to 6REX. Komodo is, like, wow, right? In terms of, like, all the stuff that you get from using her sync move. You have the AoE sync nuke with Static Shock 5, and then you have, like, High 5. You have 2 of these High 5s, so, like, every time you sync, you get the, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, speed buffs, all that stuff. And on top of that, you have Head Start, which reduces your sync move countdown by 1 when you enter the battle for the first time. And you have Eyes on the Prize, which further reduces your sync move countdown by up to, 3 based on how low they... Like, you could rush your sync with this. And, like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy, right? Oh, I don't know. I even kind of want to move her up 1. Yeah. I think, yeah. I mean, if Jasmine is in this tier, I definitely could see Cynthia, like, being as good as, her buff is crazy for 6REX. It's nuts. I don't even, like, MP Refresh 4 and Eyes on the Prize. I'm not saying it's worth it or whatever, but, that's an option. Adrenaline if you want, right? Like, she's crazy for 6REX, right? Like, it's so good. Anyways, moving on. I almost said regular Serena, but Valentine Serena. Which, by the way, happy Valentine's Day, folks. Actually, Valentine's was yesterday. Today's Valentine's, but happy Valentine's Day as well, folks. Hopefully everyone's having more fun on Valentine's Day than me, which is a very low bar. All right. Anyways, she's probably a great buff, I guess. I mean, she's a really great sync nuker, and that's all, I guess. There's nothing too much else to talk about. Inertia, the innate, built-in tech sync nuke, right? That all the techs have. It's just good, I guess. It's nothing special, but it's just a great sync nuke. Maybe, yeah. It's good sync nuke. I don't know what else to add there. Moving on, we got regular Serena. Regular Serena in the same, ballpark, right? Used to be, one of the biggest sync nukes in the game. Not anymore, though. Not anymore, right? With, Venusaur, May, Mallow in a hypothetical world that doesn't exist yet, unfortunately. But Delphox, fantastic sync nuker as well. Obviously the tech thing that everyone gets. You have, let's see, where is it? Rude Awakening 5, which powers up your sync moves when the opponent's asleep, right? And then, it's a fire type, so you get the extra 50% buff from, the fire thing in the sky called Sun, Sunny Day, and all that stuff. So yeah, it's good. It's good. Lance. All right, Lance. I don't know. I guess if I put Lysander here, I guess it'd be fair to put, like, Lance here. Although these two are probably, on the lower spectrum of, like, this tier, right? Because Lance also doesn't get much. I actually really like Lance. A lot of people don't like Lance's outfit. I actually like it a lot. I don't know why people hate it. But yeah, Dragonite, you have Rejuvenate 6, which is helpful because, you know, you're relatively slow 4-gauge move user, right? It's not like that still. Like 255 is not terrible, honestly. Especially if you have like 20 out of 20, right? It's not that bad. But, you know, Rejuvenate 5 is nice, right? You just don't get anything else from it. And then also the physical special split thing. And the other thing that, you know, Hybrid Beam is very, very powerful. That, like, do you really want to use your sync move over, like, you know, Hybrid Beam a lot of times, especially if that means that you also need, like, an extra, like, physical buffer on your team. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? The more I think about it, the more I want to move him down one. Like, the downsides are, I don't know, it's just not really worth EXing him. Right? Yeah. I don't know. I love the outfit, though. Which, by the way, again, this isn't, this list, I'm just, you know, talking about it for those who care about how powerful these are. Obviously, you should probably EX your favorites, right? Your favorite sync pairs, units, all that stuff. Instead of, I mean, the game is really easy enough that you don't really need to follow the meta, honestly, in my opinion. And plus, like, even like these down here, right? Even though they don't get much from their, you know, 6-star EXs, if you EX any of these, they're really, really powerful, right? Anyways, moving on. The last one, Dawnberry. I put in a slight increase, I guess, just for the fact that she's a she's a 6-star EX, right? Or you know, tech, you get the extra buff from your sync move. You don't really get much after that, though, unfortunately. But the reason why I didn't put her lower, is because she actually does. Again, you do have whatchamacallit, fake tears, right? And if you have fake tears, you again lower the opponent's special defense. So, like, even though you don't have any other multipliers outside of, like, the tech multipliers, like, if it wasn't for fake tears, then maybe, you know, I should be down here. But, you know, with fake tears, the amount of damage that you could do through your sync is actually really, 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 really good. Because, again, like, you're giving the opponent -6 special defense. And then on top of that, you get the 6-star EX sync again. Plus, you know, solid special attack stat and all that stuff. So she's pretty nice. Plus, the outfit is adorable, by the way. It's the mint all creamy, which I like a lot. So, anyways, yeah, that's one. I guess. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm gonna guys link in the comments down below. Like, enjoy this video, subscribe to my channel for some more massive content. I'll see you guys in the next one.